This is going to be the first pick a pile that we do here on the channel, and I wanted to do a July monthly pick a pile. I know personally I really love when people do like your month ahead, so that's what this is going to be. This is going to be the month ahead for July, and let's just get right into picking the piles. Here's going to be this teardrop blue Chalcedony crystal. I thought this was very fitting for Cancer season. No offense, Cancers. I love you. I love you. Going to be this Angel Aura quartz point. Hello everybody! If you picked the blue Chalcedony crystal, then this is going to be your month ahead for July, okay? Thinking probably about 2 cards. Okay, 2 cards, perfect. Okay, so we've got the Star and we've got Justice here. Okay, what I'm hearing with this is you're entering into an equal give and take relationship. That is what I was receiving. I was very much drawn to the scale imagery of the Justice card, and that is what I heard. I was like taking a look at it. I might edit that out. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Then we have the Star card here, which I gotta cover up because there's bazongas. Sorry. But the Star card represents something that is divinely ours. And by that I mean the Star card always comes after the Tower card in the tarot. And the Tower card is a stripping away of foundations so that the way will be cleared for us to pursue what our divine birthright is, okay? That is why Tower moments happen. They have to take down old foundations so that way we may progress further. I'm having a hard time talking. For some reason, way keeps coming out. Way, that way, the way. It keeps coming out as I keep trying to talk. And, like, it fits into the sentences, but it's, like, completely accidental me saying it. You're finding the way. You're finding the way forward. That is what the Star is. The Star represents Polaris, which in, traditional, like, stories, Polaris is the North Star. People use it to wayfind. They use it to guide them to the north, right? I think it might be in the Polar Express as well. The Polar Express might be significant for somebody. I've never watched that. I watched it once. It's like you're finally finding the thing. And like I said, I feel like this is a relationship. And this could, when I say relationship, it could also be like a thing, like a business as well. Whatever this is, though, whatever this thing that you are forming a bond between you and someone else, you and a project, you and a career, it's going to be an equal give and take relationship. What I'm receiving with the Justice card is that you are putting in knowledge. You're putting in knowledge and you're receiving. It's going to be different for everyone. I don't think I can say what you're going to be receiving. But it's going to be like, okay, I'll give examples now. It's like that dynamic of like one person in a relationship that's like highly intelligent in one area, and then there's like another person that's highly intelligent in another area. And the energy of this pile is you putting in that highly intelligent energy of the area that is your expertise, okay? And what you're going to be receiving from this relationship, whether this be an actual relationship or a relationship with something else, yeah, preach it, girl. It's going to be recognition. I couldn't think of the word earlier, but it just came to me. You're going to be receiving recognition for your unique talents this month. Okay, what do I want to pull from now? Oh, okay, I'm being called to the Magician here as well as the Ace of Cups because they were sliding off the top of that deck over there. What I'm getting here with the Magician and the Ace of Cups is one of my favorite cards, okay? What I'm hearing is you receive recognition during this time from pouring into your own cup, okay? The Magician is using what we have at our disposal, which, by the way, what we have at our disposal is us, okay? That is the one thing you're never going to get rid of unless you die. But I hope you don't die. That would suck. But, like, the Magician is understanding the power that we have to create within ourselves and using the tools that we can access at this time to create anything, right? The Magician turns nothing into everything, okay? That's why he's magic, okay? That's, when you think of a magician, like, they literally make things appear like that. But we all have that power. We all have that power within us, right? And right now, since the Magician represents doing things like that, being clarified by the Ace of Cups here, the biggest power that you have right now for yourself is to pour into your own cup. And as you pour into your own cup and as you give yourself the tools that you need and focus on, I'm hearing this is going to go in levels for a lot of people. Like there's going to be levels of like, okay, I'm starting to take care of myself more. What the hell? 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 Okay, some of you might work with Hecate as well in this pile. That doesn't have to resonate, but for those who do work with Hecate, then I would say there is a connection here with her. With this pile. What I was saying was this is going to go in layers, okay? So what I'm hearing is like you're working on building a foundation back up, okay? So this might look like, okay, I'm going to really focus on self-care right now. I'm going to really focus on taking care of my body right now. And then when you have that kind of set in stone, that kind of routine set for yourself, then you might go, okay, I'm going to really start expanding my business, okay? You know, I'm working on that. Okay. That's set in stone. Financially, I'm set in stone. Okay, maybe now I'm going to go looking out for love now. Okay, that's set in stone, you know? And you're going to be expanding the pillars of your life through steps, okay? Through, like, it's not going to be everything at once here. It's going to be slow and steady and stable, okay? That's very important. That you don't rush things. Because that's the biggest lesson. That's what I'm hearing. That's the biggest lesson you need to learn right now is to trust yourself, really. Trust yourself that if you do the work, you're going to receive results. I also think this is a collective of people who might struggle with rebellion, in the sense that you might struggle with rebelling against yourself, maybe from distrust in the past. Like, I'm just going to give an example here. For some people, like, you can start to not trust yourself, especially if you went through, like, bullying in the past. Any kind of chronic invalidation in childhood or just in life in general can lead to a distrust of the self, which can lead to rebellion in the future, rebellion against yourself because you don't trust that you know what's best for yourself. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. That doesn't have to resonate for everyone in the collective, but it might be an issue for some people here. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? Gonna cut this deck. What am I gonna find? Page of Swords. Okay, that's clarifying that. Page of Swords is always overthinking energy to me. And I'm also hearing, yeah, like, don't overthink the steps. Just go do them. But yeah, with the Page of Swords, it's always kind of like a should I not energy. And so this collective is really being called forth to trust a thought when it arrives in your head. Trust that you have the intellectual ability, because you do, to pursue whatever it is you want to pursue, okay? I also had to adjust my camera if you notice that I look different. If you notice that it looks different. But yeah, you're being called to really trust the ideas that you have to fill your cup up, okay? So yeah, I just feel like this collective really needs to work on a trust of self, That's what I keep hearing. And also I'm hearing, like, if you kind of think of like a trust fund, I'm feeling that it's like, for some reason, that's like a metaphor of like your intellectual capabilities. Like your brain works differently from other people. And that's very important for this collective. Like, you might not have been born into whatever. Like, you might not have been born into a world that supports like you naturally, like, you know what I mean? Like, you might be somebody who has to go out and really like do things for themselves and make a name for themselves, but it's like, it's a reminder that it's like you've been born with a different brain. You've been born with the intellectual capabilities that not a lot of people have, you know? And so that's very important for this collective to just remember who you are. Remember that you are very solid and you are very loved, and you're going to be receiving recognition for your talents, your unique talents. Like, I feel like this is a collective of people who have very unique talents, very against the grain, and you're going to be receiving recognition for that. Again, whether that be a romantic relationship or a business or a career opportunity, because I feel like that can manifest in a lot of ways. That energy, this recognition energy, can manifest in a lot of ways, as well as this unique talents kind of energy as well, right? Like, you might be more of a unique lover. Like, you might have a lot of love to give that requires like a special person to receive that, right? Like, not a lot of people are open to receiving intense love, right? So again, just examples. And I'm gonna leave that pile here. If you enjoyed, if you resonated, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And if you would like, feel free to check out the other piles as well. If you feel interested. I'm not gonna make you do that, but if you want to, then you can. And if this is the end of our time together today, then I hope you stick around and I hope I see you in the next reading. All right, if you picked this crystal, then this is your reading. I'm gonna start with a new deck. I haven't used this in any of these readings yet today. So right off the bat, something different, something unique about this pile. I'm reaching for the archetypes, the Pocket Archetypes Oracle right now. And I feel like that is resonant for this collective's upcoming July month, Cancer season. What's ahead for you, that is what this pick a pile is. But what I'm feeling is that you're going to be exploring new archetypes, whether within yourself or within the community that you bring in. Again, whether that be personal community, as in your small circle, or as well as your big circle, social media, all that good stuff, okay? You're going to be exploring new archetypes. Also, you might be playing around with embodying different archetypes in a performance sense. Some of you might be performers, singers, songwriters, actors, dancers, any kind of like performing arts as well. Performing arts, again, like I said, can also be social media. Oh my god, I just dropped all of them. Oh my god, my eye. My eyeball hurts. Oh, my eyeball hurts. Oh, it's allergy season and I just got like a in my eyeball. Okay, so 4 cards fell out, and usually I don't take that many cards when I do readings, because I'm pretty clumsy, but I am going to take these ones because I do feel like they're pretty significant. And so what I pulled here was, we have Aletheia, which is truth. This card is the concept that truth can have many different forms. If you notice how it's like, any way that you can turn this, like you can turn it and have different perspectives, like this can be a diamond, this can be a square, but then as you change it, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like how it's kind of like it shifts, like the black rose on the white rose on the black, but it also represents how there is usually only one definitive truth for people, right? We all decide our own truth, but that doesn't mean that that truth is real. I'm kind of thinking of it as a kaleidoscope. Like if you view a kaleidoscope and like if you turn it, you can see so many different colors and patterns, right? But some people might only be able to perceive it in one way, right? And then some people might only be perceiving it in another way, right? Even though there is so many sides to a story, right? And how this energy is representing in your life is, I'm also hearing the song Kaleidoscope by Chappell Roan. Love is a kaleidoscope, how it works I'll never know. But even upside down, it's beautiful somehow. I can't remember the words, but those are the words. So there might be an understanding of your personal truth, living your personal truth, and understanding that even if others don't see that as as truth or as correct, that you're starting to realize that that doesn't really matter, actually. Didn't really matter anyways, right? Didn't really matter what other people thought anyways, okay? And you're learning to live your own personal truth here. These two go together, and then we have the Bardo here. The Bardo is the liminal, which there's actually a giant eye in the middle of it, which I thought was weird because when I pulled it, my eye started hurting. I'm hearing that you're seeing the way forward, you're seeing the way out. The Bardo represents the liminal space, okay? So when we are in it, we are in a purgatory of sorts, okay? And that purgatory, while uncomfortable, it's actually very important because it allows us to have a transitionary phase from one era of our life to the next. And right now, you have gone through that transitionary phase, and in the month of July, you are going to be seeing the way forward out of this transitionary phase, okay? See how that eye is surrounded by skulls? It's kind of like you're pushing through a dead version of you, like a past version of you, and you're seeing through, like I'm getting the image of like pushing through something. Do you know what I mean? Like how it's like you can push through. I keep saying push through, but I'm trying to get the words to come out of my mouth correctly. Like I'm seeing a snake in sand, right? Snakes don't have any arms, but still they have the willpower to move through solely by just simply pushing through, right? So yeah, this collective, this pile is really going to be pushing through that dark energy this July and really finding your footing in a new era of your life. You're past this limbo, you're past this purgatory of sorts, right? So, okay, we have the warrior and the shaman now, and this is the energy that I'm hearing. This is the energy that you carried and that you're going to be carrying over into the next phase of your life. The last phase of your life, you had to be in warrior energy, and while you might be letting go of that slightly, like a little bit more, you are also still holding the lessons from that era of your life. I'm hearing that it's like you had to be a fighter once, and while you do not want to do it again, you know that you can if you have to. You know that you can stand up for yourself if you have to. And that's a very powerful, important energy that you're going to be carrying into the next phase of your life. Like I said, there was a limbo of sorts. One phase was the warrior phase, then you went through this limbo, and now you're stepping into the shaman phase. Interesting. There's actually a snake on there, like we were just talking about. And also skulls. Also skulls. I want to read this one from the book, though, as this is a pretty new oracle deck for me, and also it's huge. It's got like 70 cards in it, and I'm pretty sure the shaman is one that I actually haven't pulled yet. For myself, at least. Alright, so I found the page, and the shaman says, oh, this card just got really hot in the sun. So this is going to be actually a very powerful energy then manifesting in your life. Fire energy. Some of you guys also might be fire signs or have fire signs in your chart. I'm so sorry for all the noise right now, guys. I literally don't know what's happening. This has actually never happened to me before. I've never sat down to film a video and had noise from every single angle. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if you stick around, then that proves this message is for you. So maybe it's to chase away the other people that are meant to see this. But the shaman says, 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the shaman, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed toward the healing of the self, the others, and the culture. Third, the shaman has a knack for finding doorways to the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world. In this way, the shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet where there's power, there is shadow, so the shaman must be vigilant in studying their darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. Contrary to popular belief, the shaman archetype appears in every vocation. Teachers, directors, surgeons, politicians, and poets are just a few of the faces a shaman may wear. The shaman can't be rushed. Working with this archetype requires study and perseverance. Think of it like brining or marinating. The content must permeate every fiber of its being, okay? So you're going to be going through some sort of like initiation. You might also find yourself drawn to more like different spiritual modalities that you haven't explored before in your practice. And I think the important thing about the shaman energy is that you're going to be sharing it with the world somehow. And again, like I said, you're seeing the way forward and you're seeing the way to the other side, which is tapping into the shaman energy. And like the book said, remember that shaman energy comes in many, many forms. It doesn't necessarily mean a spiritual healer or mentor. It can also be poets, singers, songwriters, surgeons, any type of healing energy, right? Okay, I'm going to pull one last card here. And we have flexible. Okay. This card is basically about remembering to stay flexible like a tree. You are firmly rooted, but you're also open to being swayed, right? So spirit right now is calling forth to be rooted in your ideas, but if something comes up or changes that you feel that those changes might be being brought up as a like divine direction, like, you know what I mean? Like being redirected by the divine. Don't be afraid to be rooted in that idea and be open to change and being directed by the divine, okay? There's also an egg here. So there's like this tree person. And they're balancing on an egg, right? So again, eggs are ideas. They're ideas that have not yet been born, right? So hold that egg, hold it firm, hold it to you and say, this is my egg, this is my idea, but still be open to the direction that idea might take, right? So, for example, you want love, right? Be open to somebody not being maybe your ideal standard of love. And I don't mean like in the sense of like they treat you badly, but I mean in the sense of like if you're like specifically, I want a man with like brown curly hair, right? Be open to the idea that maybe they won't manifest with those exact characteristics, right? And I don't want to, hate on anybody's manifestations, give any limiting beliefs, but sometimes I'm hearing that this is a lesson in and of itself, to be open to the way that things may take form and to be less controlling and less rigid, okay? That might be something that this collective struggles with a little bit, is being a bit too rigid and a bit too controlling for the wrong reasons, essentially. And that's totally okay. Like, I know I'm the exact same way, but the important thing is that we see that, we recognize it, and we work on it, and we heal it, right? So yeah, this might be coming up as a test to test how flexible you're going to be, because it's important to be flexible with your manifestations. Not because you can't manifest anything that you want, but because when spirit wants to give you something better, you're not going to be open to it, right? So just remember to say that this is what I want, but I'm open to something better. This is what I want, but I'm open to something better. That might be not a manifestation, an affirmation that this collective benefits from repeating, perhaps at night as you go to sleep, or in the mirror in the morning before your shower or after your shower. Yeah, because when you're too controlling, that is a limiting belief, right? You're limiting yourself, right? And not trusting that spirit might give you something better. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that. That's just a little something for this pile. If you resonated with this reading, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm sorry I keep clapping. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I may or may not see you in the next message. If you stick around, then I might see you, but yeah, I'll see you in the next message. And goodbye for now.